Yeah, come on, go! Yeah, peace! Alright, that's Dave, I'm Lance. Gonna do the news here in about 2 minutes. We're sorry we're having some radio problems, but we're glad that we're live on Facebook this morning. There we are. Hey, peace.
Police say 58-year-old Wayne Shen, who is dying of cancer, plotted to kill 3 of his doctors.
He was, for whatever reason, dissatisfied with the treatment he was receiving, felt as though either his condition had deteriorated or he wasn't recovering from his condition as a result of the treatment he got from these doctors, and he was intent on killing them.
That's Palo
Trying to help a guy on the phone.
Lieutenant James Reitschneider. Chen's family.
Hey, Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Who's putting on Uncorked?
We are?
So how does the person get tickets?
That's great. Well, this is weird. I'm
On our front desk?
I'm on Facebook looking at myself on Facebook.
Here's what you're going to need to do. Our computers are still locked up, but we're one of the co-sponsors. So call our front desk, and that number is 972-3461.
So why do you think so?
972-3461, and ask them how they would get how you get tickets. Okay?
Is that
You bet. Have a good day. Bye bye.
He's on his way back.
Back to us? What was he just left or something?
I know, he was having
All right.
So he's coming up here.
You're up out of this, Lance.
Okay.
We've got.
Are these phones dead or?
Here we go.
Hey, good morning, Yakima. KIT News time is 8:06. Time for news. Carpet Masters.
There you go, my friend. Carpet Masters Edition.
Hey, we love our sponsors. Yeah, thank you, Carpet Masters. Carpet Masters, we love you. Yeah, thank you very much. Carpet One, Carpet Masters, Carpet One, 413 West Walnut Street, right here in Yakima. Yeah, it's the morning news. I'm Lance Tormey. That's Dave Edel, Jacksonian, and you, and we are live on Facebook this morning. So check us out on Facebook at News Talk KIT on Facebook. Your commute could be impacted by some work on South 72nd Avenue today between Midvale Avenue and Lindgren Drive. It's going to happen until noon. Some lane restrictions in that area. Yeah, we've got city crews working on a manhole there. Yakima County Clerk Janelle Riddle. Well, she wants help in paying for her defense in a current recall effort. There's more money being offered today for information leading to the arrest of those responsible for that April 6th murder and robbery at AM/PM on East Yakima Avenue. And the city council met last night. Looks like we're going to have those car tab fee increases. That vote's going to be back on the 20th. But yeah, first, County Clerk Janelle Riddle wants the county to pay for her defense attorney in an attempt to recall her from office. The county commissioners yesterday heard from Yakima County Prosecutor Joe Brusick yesterday, who told the county commissioners they have an option and are not obligated to fund her defense. He says what it comes down to is this is personal or professional. Well, no decision was made yesterday. A resolution is expected to be ready for a vote next Tuesday during the regular commissioners meeting, 10 a.m. at Yakima City Hall. We'll follow that. Yakima Business Times publisher Bruce Smith, along with Grandview attorney Rick Kimbrough, Yakima attorneys Robert Young and Richard Johnson, they filed paperwork with the county auditor's office late last month to start that recall process. Well, there's more money now being offered for information leading to the arrest of those responsible for the April 6th murder of a 25-year-old clerk at the AM/PM on East Yakima Avenue. Yakima Police spokesman Mike Bastinelli. Now, that reward coupled with $3,000 being offered by the store, if you didn't hear that because of our radio problems this morning, offering an additional $5,000. So that coupled with the $3,000 being offered by the store, $1,000 by Yakima County Crime Stoppers, hey, possible $9,000 in reward money if you have any information that would lead to an arrest. Police say they know someone in our community knows information that could help police. Is that you? If so, call 575-6200. Call 911, or you can call in your anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers, 248-9980. Well, 94 degrees today. Be perfect day to eat some ice cream, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's called Huck and Bean Ice Cream, and it's a company headed by 13-year-old Izzy Clark from the Nile, but she needs your help to grow. Yeah, Clark started the business 3 years ago at her Nile home with the help of her great parents, and now, well, she's looking for help through a GoFundMe page so she can purchase a commercial ice cream maker, some other commercial equipment, and finish her commercial kitchen. Now, wouldn't that be cool? 13 years old, Izzy Clark. You got to help her out. Come on. $25 GoFundMe page. You can give a lot more if you'd like. And hey, wouldn't that be cool to help a young lady here in the Yakima Valley grow her business? Clark says she eventually would like to sell her ice cream in stores around the valley and the nation. You can help her realize her goal of raising some $25,000 through the GoFundMe page, GoFundMe.com. Search for the Huck and Bean, H-U-C-K, Bean, B-E-A-N, Ice Cream Growth Fund, and donate today. Yakima City Council voting last night to bring back the car tab increase to fund street and sidewalk work. The council will vote on that $19 annual fee increase at the next meeting set for June 20th. In other business, the council decided to send an issue about marijuana sales to the Yakima Planning Commission. City Council, they talked about allowing pot sales in the light industrial area of the city. The Planning Commission will make a recommendation to the council in the near future and then get back to the council. 8/11, Wednesday, 7th day of June. That is your news, weather, and sports next on News Talk KIT.
All right, so here's the deal. If you're checking us out on Facebook, we're in a commercial set right now, which means our microphones are dead. We're sitting here, Lance is reading ahead. Oftentimes he's like tracing the great ski slopes of the world. And he's like plotting his way down the mountain, where the line is and how he would ski this particular, and I'm usually on board. So it's so good.
Yeah. I'm glad it's not the other way around because I can see my computer. You see my computer.
This is a computer that isn't working. That's, for me, that's...
Oh, God, I didn't know that. Are you just rebooting that?
I'm trying to get it to unlock.
Did you hard boot it?
That's my next step. I'm giving it one more chance. Not that we don't care about Simone Biles in our ears and out over the airwaves, but that's... I don't imagine, if you're watching us on Facebook, you're not getting this part of the show. You're just seeing us sitting here being dorks, right? Because they're not hearing what we're hearing.
Yeah, no.
Apologize for that, too. Why don't you do some of your great Broadway musical hits?
Hey, when you see a guy... No, we can't do it. Brad Sinsel writes, kind of digging the show this morning. It harkens to the days of Al Bell in a good way.
In a good way? He's no longer with us. Good old Al. He was a good guy. What would Al do in a moment like this?
Just roll with it, baby.
That's right. All right, we have email.
Imagine we'd have people calling, well, we can hear Dave Lamb sort of
Let's do some weather, Mr. Tormey. What do you say?
Hey, oh, we got a nice day. If you love that hot weather, man, I tell you, it's going to be the warmest day of our week. 94 degrees before this day is over, and partly cloudy skies and only winds 5 to 10. Thursday, big change.
Big change.
We get rain showers early, overcast skies later in the day, thunderstorms possible, high around 72 degrees, and winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. Chance of rain about 60 degrees. Wow, what
That's
a
a 20-degree drop.
what a difference a day makes, huh? Then we kind of move all that stuff out of there, keep the sun for Friday, and the temperature, 72 degrees. That's all we're going to get out of Friday. Just mostly sunny day, just a mild day. Saturday, partly cloudy, times of sun and clouds, high of 69. Sunday, mostly sunny and 74 degrees. So today and tomorrow, kind of weird weather days. The forecast, 70 degrees right now. The forecast, News Talk, KIT.com.
Let me tell you about a weird weather fall-off. Back home in North Dakota, summertime, pre-tornado, all right? We'd be out picking hay bales or... Warning, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Dive, dive,
Where's
dive.
my foghorn? Dive. There we go, foghorn.
Jackson, you need to get up. You need to wake up. 8:15. That's Jackson there.
Gotta call Mary Lou.
Okay. All right.
Little foghorn here, go with that. Dive. Anyway, it's like 105 degrees. We'd be picking rocks, picking hay bales, something like that. All of a sudden, the sky would start looking a little funky off to the west.
Ooh,
All right, and then it'd start to take on that sickly green color, and the temperature would start to drop as you could feel the hail coming your way, right?
Wow.
And you could easily go from 105 down to 55 in the course of like an hour and a half.
Wow.
It drop 50 degrees, and then the storm hits, and you get hail and a tornado and everything else. All right, this is going to harken back to my days on television. That's as I now broadcast the sports to the camera.
Oh, you can do the camera thing?
Well, why not?
Okay.
They're watching.
Okay.
People at home that are listening, they can't see.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're on our Facebook right now,
Can we tell how many people are actually watching, Jackson?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I would say, what, 4 or
I was
5?
going to say 2.
Sportscast just for you. Robinson, Kyle Sager, each hit a 3-run home run, and it was 12-3 victory for the Mariners over those rascally Minnesota Twins. Marshawn Lynch says he wanted kids in Oakland to be able to cheer for someone from their hometown before the team goes to Vegas. Brianna Stewart, she scored 22 points, and the Seattle Storm, well, they beat the San Antonio Spurs 85-76. Spurs, a winless team so far, so they better win. Speaking of winless in this round of the playoffs, the Cleveland Cavs, they are down 2-0. Game 3 tonight, back in Cleveland. And if Cleveland fails to show for this one, it's over. And you could have your first ever playoffs sweep. The best playoffs, I believe, was 2009 or 7. Anyway, the Lakers went 15-1. They swept, lost the first game of the series in overtime, and then won the next 4. So that's your best showing. And the that's with an expanded playoff. Prior to that, the 76ers went 12-1. But if Golden State could sweep them, that'd be 16-0 and the best playoff run ever. How about a kid who hit 4 home runs last night? Woo! Scooter Gennett had only 38 home runs in his total career. But when the Cincinnati Reds took on the St. Louis Cardinals, he found the magic and hit 4 home runs and a single. He went 5 for 5, and the Reds beat the Cardinals by a score of 13-1. Pretty amazing. And last but not least, in the sports, talking about weather moments ago, bad weather in Paris pushed back today's quarterfinals. Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic each playing, not each other, but both playing today in quarterfinal matches at the French Open. And that's it in sports. We talked about KIT, our tune to the source, and let's hear from Rush Limbaugh this morning, the Maharashi's morning moment here on 1280 KIT. All right, so this computer is now open, and I can read all the emails saying, you guys suck. Great.
Right now it says like we got 67 Lance.
We got 13. There's 62 views.
Well,
We have 14 people watching, Dave.
good morning, KIT. Yeah, we're having problems with it this morning, yes.
My friend, this guy, he's not my friend, but this guy wrote, he says, he writes his post, it says, sometimes I walk by absolute strangers and I whisper things like, listen to this. Sometimes I walk by absolute strangers and I whisper things like, Edna wants you to know she's okay so you can let go now. In an off chance I can scam some money from them down the road. What does that mean? What does that mean? What's the joke? I don't get it. It sounds terrible.
It's a wild guess here. But, you know, psychics will often say, I've reached the other side. Edna wants you to know she's okay. You can move on with your life. If you know. And so later, if this person gets a chance to run into this person as a psychic, then
that's funny. He's just so...
Let me remind you that you are hot and live, Mike, full time, all the time, right now.
Right now, okay. Yeah. That's funny. Good stuff.
Hey, I look up under junk email, and there's a picture of our show.
Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm like ready to swing myself around there. What?
Just say it.
Hey Dave, if you go to your Facebook page, you can watch your guys' feed.
You go to our own Facebook page at newstalkkit.com.
Yeah. Well, you can go to yours, because you should have a notice that you're on live.
Well, I'll be darned.
But it's like, it's a delay.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm
What is this, Comey? Do you see Drudge on the front? It says, Comey, don't leave me alone with Trump. Yeah,
well, that's just it. He didn't want to be put in those awkward situations.
I know, the way it's written, though,
Of course.
Oh, don't leave me alone. Right.
Well, it starts out Comey whining.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he did that.
And I was like, dude, you're the head of the FBI. Can you show a little more
I don't think he's
fortitude? And I'm having to start all over on my whole Hillary culture thing. We'll see if I'm there.
All right.
All right, here we go, people. Where'd you go? It's the morning news. Let's do this thing. We've got an audience of, what did you say?
14.
14 people. Really? That's all that tunes into our Facebook page? Not on air. We're not on air. I'm talking to you here. We're not on the air.
We're
only got 14 people watching us?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
On Facebook.
In fact, we can name each and every one of you. All right, I think I've got this.
We have 16 now. 16.
Word is spreading.
17 now.
Like wildfire.
Yeah, 17 now. They're increasing now as the story starts. 18 now as the show starts up.
Wasn't Joe Pags talking about like Facebook limiting to like 320 some people or whatever last night?
We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Facebook says you get 12. You've exceeded your limit. All right, here we go. Here's to you, my little love.
Well, right now I'm so used to doing Yosemite Sam in the plane trying to pull up from a power dive.
Boom, 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 boom. 8:23. It's the morning news. We have entered into this is called New Technology Day today, Dave. It should be not for the world, not for just for us. New technology.
Not for the faint of heart.
It's true.
All right, so we've had technical problems all morning long. We know it. We appreciate those of you who are calling in to tell us. There have been times when we've had issues that we didn't know.
Yep.
And we do appreciate that. We have two ways to monitor. We can monitor ourselves internally, what we're doing, or we can monitor what's going out over the airwaves. Earlier we discovered over the airwaves that our signal was not there. If it was extremely weak. Some people have had success turning their radios up full blast and been able to hear us. Others have not had that. And so we are online, and we're now on Facebook, broadcasting live on Facebook. On Facebook you won't get everything. You'll get just what you can hear in the studio, not the stuff that we do try to send out over the air. Mary Lou, she's braving it. She is. Well, bless her heart. She is boldly going where no educator has gone before. Mary Lou from Heritage. How are you, my dear? Outstanding. Well, Mary Lou Harrison, we have the, we like to think of ourselves as having that Heritage College spirit. How about that? That keeps us, well, you know, once all we're looking for is that free ride scholarship. We'll play for the women's lacrosse team because that's how we identify today. Hey, look, Mary Lou, you are the head cheese for education and psychology down there, and we always have her. I'm showing our Facebook Crunch business card. There's watching on Facebook. That's Mary Lou. She's on the phone right now. She's awesome. We love talking with her because she has it going on in terms of what's happening in Heritage and your opportunity to find your way into the world of well, education is what we've been focusing on. What's the latest now? We know what graduation. Have you guys officially graduated? You have, haven't you? Yeah. Okay. Right. And so I guess I just didn't get my invite. Sorry, I would have been there. What are we doing here? Anyway, Mary Lou, last time we talked about certain kinds of programs that, you know, close. You know, you got to get information in and get into them at a certain time. Some of those windows have closed, but other types of programs have been available. Where do we stand now? If somebody's out there and thinking that education might be right for them, what can they do to get in? Right?
Somebody just called and says that Mary Lou is clear. And so my friend says, maybe you guys should just call back on the phone. Call the station, just the fucking station. That's like crack me up. Yeah. It's good. No.
Right. So if you're a parapro at a district and you talk to the district, you say, look, I know that we have X number of people that are in my circumstance. Would that meet the threshold for a targeted, personalized program from Heritage? Do you have to have like a certain number of folks wanting to do this? I would think that you would in order to make it cost effective or worthwhile. Okay. Oh, nice. it sounds fantastic. And again, I've said this before, the flexibility that you folks offer, it's not a do it our way or we'll find somebody who will. You so want to make this work that you have this kind of flexibility for people depending on their life circumstance or their job level. I think that's just amazing and awesome and part of what makes Heritage so great. So good on you on all of that. Well, and that's how you'll do it, by making sure that people who might otherwise miss that opportunity can take advantage of it, and then the contributions that they can make down the road, that's your impact. So, as always, you're fabulous, Mary Lou. Thanks for bouncing along with us on the good ship Chaos this morning, and we appreciate you as always. Alrighty, bye-bye. 8:29, news coming up here in just a few minutes. You're tuned to The Source, 1280 KIT. When we come back, we will talk about Hillary Clinton and what she thinks we need to do to fight terrorism and what the terrorists themselves have to say. We have to share that with you side by side because it may make your head explode like our technology this morning. So you'll want to stay tuned for that.
Just trying to figure it out, though. We've got, some levels are up, some levels are down, so we've got an engineer on the way, and hopefully we'll get it all figured out. Your forecast for your day, a hot one.
That's 90, an up level, isn't it?
Yeah, that's for sure. 94 degrees. It's going to be a hot one. We're dropped to 72 tomorrow. 70 right now. Time for Fox News. All right. I think this would be cool every day.
We talked about doing the live broadcast every day.
Right.
Now, the audio that people watching the Facebook Live are hearing is the audio that the microphone on the iPad unit is picking up, right? So do we have any idea, Jackson, have you checked it out to see what this audio sounds like and how clear it is to the people?
Can you hear anything?
To the
well, no.
to the 12 disciples.
Put me in queue.
The 12 disciples that are listening
well,
on Facebook.
Let's see if there's even that many now. 14 now.
All right, you're in queue.
The only thing I can do is run outside.
The only thing you can do is run outside and run away from home?
Yeah.
Is there a delay? How big is the delay?
On Facebook, not on Facebook, but
There's no delay on Facebook?
well, there is.
You know what you need to do, Dave?
The stream.
Dave, when I'm doing the news, Dave, do a magic trick. Somebody's on your, do it.
Somebody said that?
Yeah.
1/4 of that will come from rental property sales. The new tax will end up hitting renters hard.
Joshua Snodgrass says, do some magic, Dave.
Where will the landlord
Yeah.
find the money?
Yeah,
You know the
definitely.
answer. The higher real estate tax
Magic
means
trick.
higher rent. The
Yeah.
politicians pushing this tax increase say the rich landlord will pay,
That's
but
funny.
the landlord will pass that cost along in higher rents. Renters will pay. Rents
Yeah,
are
good.
already way too high.
All right,
This tax
Joshua.
increase will make it much
Tricks
harder
go
for
I'm
gonna write.
renters to find
I don't know if they can hear us,
I
so
think tax increase is a bad idea
You know,
that will hurt renters.
so make it a good one there. You don't even have to talk.
800-562-6000.
Yeah.
Ask them to say
Say
no
no.
to higher real estate taxes.
1 second.
By Washington Association of Realtors, P.O. Box 719, Olympia, Washington.
Hi, Dave Edel for Mattress Firm. The 4th of July sale. It's
Can I
right
get
now.
two places at once?
Shop early.
Alright, you go to the news
July
out of
sale
this.
at Mattress Firm. Save up to $500 store-wide on all the best brands. You'll find them on South 1st Street and in the Orchard Shopping Center. During their 4th of July sale, you can save up to $300 on brands like Hampton and Rose and Serta. Complete your sleep with up to $300 good for a pillow, mattress frame, or mattress protector with select mattress set purchases. Hey, it's all about that base. An adjustable base, perfect for binge watching your favorite TV shows in comfort or for reading a good book. And right now, you can save up to $200 on select adjustable bases and get up to 2 pillows
About
for
that
free.
piece, about that
Shop
piece.
early and don't miss the best financing.
Oh, Rich says, we can hear you, so no F-bombs. So apparently they can hear us, because I can't hear it, through the... So thank you, Rich.
866-780-6220.
Afraid you were headed there a little bit ago.
Subject to credit. 4th of July sale underway at Mattress Firm.
Kim Commando answers your tech questions.
Saturdays from 9 to noon on
Well, they can hear us. You'll be doing the news over the card trick, which will be just like our regular programming.
Good morning. KIT News time is 8:33. It's time for news. Yeah, Good morning, Yakima. Thanks for joining us. Our first Facebook Live today. Great stuff. Hope you're enjoying it, and we'll get our all the things figured out with our radio here. And while we do the news, if you're on Facebook, hey, check out a pretty cool magic trick there by Mr. Dave Edel. 70 degrees right now. We're going to 94 degrees before this day is over. We've been telling you all morning they're doing some manhole work at South 72nd Avenue between Midvale Avenue and Lindgren Drive. You see some lane restrictions in that area until noon today. 70 degrees, by the way, right now. 94 degrees before this day is over. Yakima County Commissioners expected to vote next week on a request from County Clerk Janelle Riddle to fund her defense in a current recall effort. Riddle has requested the help from commissioners. County Prosecutor Joe Brusick says the commissioners are not obligated to pay for the defense. Yeah, he says those commissioners do have a choice. Yeah, he told the commissioners yesterday that they have a choice, and they can vote next week, and they will do that. A resolution expected to be ready for a vote next Tuesday during the regular commissioners meeting, 10 a.m. at Yakima City Hall. If you don't know, Yakima Business Times publisher Bruce Smith, along with the Grandview attorney Rick Kimbrough and Yakima attorneys Robert Young and Richard Johnson, they filed paperwork with the county auditor's office late last month to start that recall process. Well, there's more money. I don't know. Will a larger reward get police the information they need to make an arrest in that April 6th murder of 25-year-old clerk at the AMPM on East Yakima Avenue, Vikram Jarrell? Yakima police spokesman Mike Bastinelli says BP Oil yesterday, well, it is now offering a $5,000 reward. That coupled with $3,000 offered by the store, $1,000 by Crime Stoppers. Well, if you have information, you could be eligible for upwards of $9,000 in reward. Yakima police know people are out there that know information that could help police. Is that you? If so, call police today. 911 or 575-6200. Of course, you can always call in your anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers and still be eligible for that reward, 248-9980. Oh, the Yakima City Council Tuesday deciding to send an issue about marijuana sales to the Yakima City Planning Commission. Council met Tuesday night, talked about allowing pot sales in the light industrial area of the city. The Planning Commission will make a recommendation back to the council in the near future. Meanwhile, the council voting to bring back that car tab fee increase for a vote at its next meeting, May 20th. The council will vote at that meeting on whether to increase fees by $19 a year to pay for street and sidewalk work. Council also talked about possibly holding more public forums in the future to hear from Yakima residents, hear about your needs and your concerns. Hey, if you're hauling anything anywhere today, tomorrow, anytime, really, especially if you've got things that could fly out of your vehicle, tie those things down, secure your load. This is Secure Your Load Week in the state of Washington. State patrol troopers like Captain Mike Dahl say you need to secure your load every day. State officials estimate some 400 accidents happen each year in the state because of unsecured loads. $5,000, maybe even jail time if something flies out of your vehicle and causes a crash. You know, 40% of litter on local highways is caused by those unsecured loads and a lot of crashes. Wouldn't that just be terrible? You ever been behind someone when they've had something fly out of their vehicle? Man, it's just really scary. Trial scheduled to begin this week in Spokane for a 65-year-old transgender woman charged in the serial killings of 3 prostitutes nearly 3 decades ago. Donna Perry used to be known as Douglas Perry before a 2000 gender reassignment surgery. A pregnant woman has died after her 6-year-old son accidentally put their minivan in gear and backed over her in the parking lot at a beach southwest of Tacoma. Terrible tragedy, but in this tragedy there is good news. She was 8 months pregnant. She died, but they were able to perform an emergency C-section and save the baby boy, who was taken to Seattle Children's Hospital. Her 6-year-old son and other kids in that van were not injured. 8:38. It's a Wednesday, 7th day of June. That's your news, weather, and sports next on News Talk KIT.
Do you have ants invading your house or office? How about mice, spiders? Quality Pest Management can help. Quality Pest Management is a locally owned and operated company with 13 years of insect research under their belt. They don't just fix things temporarily, they fix them for good. Quality Pest Management can handle any residential or commercial job.
Yeah, if we're going to do
small, and
Facebook
all
Live,
over
we
the
need to have
Yakima
more of
Valley.
a
Let them get rid of your problem
ongoing
like the first time.
shtick.
Find them on Facebook.
Yeah.
At
Well, we just gotta figure it out, you know?
www.qualitypestmg.com.
I like it though,
Gallon
right?
Company introduces new and improved Nexus SC, a broad spectrum
Hello.
of
Complete set of secure compute, storage, application, and deployment services that help companies launch and scale their
Employee
IT
Andrea
infrastructure
Constant
for
testified
lower costs.
yesterday.
Did you know that you
Man,
are
did
still
you hear that
responsible for
yesterday?
protecting your own
Did any of that
AWS-based
yesterday?
assets, meaning your applications and data from advanced
Who was she?
threats.
And
Protect
she was a Temple University employee.
Oh, in the
Cosby trial, yeah.
What she had to say?
Oh man, she just like he was after her constantly, you know, constantly trying to, you know, get her in the sack,
Hey, watch this.
touching her, inappropriately touching her, and
knees and an elbow. Relief.
And then eventually got her to his place and gave her herbal pills. Why would you even take herbal pills? That would take anything. But anyway, yeah. I said, what? See, they said Andrea testified that she'd gone to his home to discuss her career when Cosby, who was her mentor, gave her 3 pills and told her, it's time for you to relax. I said, what are they? Are they natural? Are they herbal? He nodded his head and said, put them down, they'll help you relax. 3 of them? He nodded, yes, 3 of them. That's when Cosby also told her to have some wine. He said, just taste it, it's an old bottle.
Isn't that what they told, what's Kardashian's guy, Lamar Odom at the club?
Yeah.
Take 3 of them, it'll be fine.
Gallon Company introduces new and improved Nexter SC, a broad spectrum.
He says, see, when she started, she says, when she started to feel woozy and slur her words, she told him, I'm seeing 2 of you. I'm slurring my words, but Cosby insisted that she just needed to relax and led her to the couch. She said she didn't remember passing out, but woke up suddenly when she felt him groping her.
Visit their website at www.gowanco.com.
She says she wanted to stop Cosby, but she was frozen.
Wow.
But then she went back and visited him again.
News Talk 1280 KIT Yakima and newstalkkit.com.
Wow. Does that ruin? I don't know. Anyway,
Well, no, I mean, the fact that you came back does not relieve him of his responsibility for what he did the first time. It might make you a dummy, but it doesn't make him less of a criminal.
Right.
News Talk 1280 KIT, it's 8:41. How we've gotten here, I have no idea, but we've done it. Thanks for being with us this morning. We appreciate it. Those of you watching on Facebook, for listening on Radio Pup online, and struggling to hear us over the air. Thanks very much. All right, I did want to touch on this and talked about it, so we're going to do it. The people that, the most recent attack in London, the terrorist next door guy and the others, right? Run over people, jump out, start stabbing. Apparently, they are not going to receive funeral prayers from the more than 130 Muslim religious leaders, a move that's being called unprecedented. Rites are typically performed for the dead no matter how that came about. So normally Muslim leadership says you deserve the prayers. These guys, here's the quote, "We as Muslim imams and religious leaders condemn the recent terror attacks in Manchester and London in the strongest terms possible. Coming from a range of backgrounds and from across the UK, feeling the pain with the rest of the nation, we've come together to express our shock and utter disgust at these cold-blooded murderers.
Wow.
We're deeply hurt that a spate of terror attacks have been committed in our country once more by murderers who seek to gain religious legitimacy for their actions.
Well, fantastic.
We seek to clarify that their reprehensible actions have neither legitimacy nor our sympathy." And Tillerson was encouraged by this, noting this decision means they're condemning their souls. All right, so now that's action. We always say, what are we going to hear from the Muslim community?
Said that yesterday, yeah.
I know you did. And the bottom line is, it's not a big protest, it's not a big show of force, but it's a collective expression shared in a statement to the rest of the people in the United Kingdom that Muslim leadership is not going to recognize recognize and honor their...
Well, fantastic. I hope it gets lots of press, you know. I really do. I guess when when we say, where are these Muslim leaders, I guess we apply, I never thought about it like this, but in a sense, I guess we apply our standards of how you would, speak to the American people and things like that, or the UK, and that'd be like, well, how come they don't call a press conference? Well, maybe they just don't do that, but they should. Hey, I hope this statement goes out. You know, maybe that's just not the way they operate. Okay, but whatever. It's a step in the right direction.
True that. Okay.
Fantastic. All right.
Now, yesterday there was a story, and again, this computer is not working right. Here's what Hillary said. This is from, I think it's in the Gateway Pundit. It says, more insanity from the Democrat Party. Clinton defended London's Muslim mayor on Monday. If you thought Hillary was done talking, check this out. The defeated presidential candidate told a fundraiser for a youth program that the best way to stop terrorism was to understand other cultures and their food. Hillary said the best way of combating terrorism was to reach out to the world in order to understand people living in foreign countries. Quote, getting to know one another, learning about the experiences, the lives, the cultures, the religions, the food. Now that's Hillary's take on how you stop terrorism. Well, now, who are the terrorists, and what have they said themselves? And I'm not going to be able to get this dang thing to open. So do me a favor, go, Lance, and you can be the reader on this. Go to ISIS Magazine. This is a Google search. ISIS Magazine. We hate you because. If you can find that, it should pop up under the UK mirror.
ISIS reveals 6 reasons why they despise Westerners.
All right, so slide down through that and get to the reasons. Now, because remember, Hillary said we just need to understand. Now, how are you going to understand? Well, how about listen to what they say? This is shortly after or shortly before the Orlando massacre in the gay nightclub there. Is it Dybbuk or Dybbuk? The name of the magazine. Are you seeing that? Where this article was posted?
I'm scrolled way down. I don't see that part, but
all right.
But anyway, I'm at the point where they list their grievances, I guess.
Okay, so now if we understand them, what they do, day in the life,
so this is
what their food is,
this is what
how they're living,
we'll be okay,
and we'll be able to combat terrorism. What do they say?
Well, they say, number 1, we hate you first and foremost because you are disbelievers. You reject the oneness of Allah, whether you realize it or not, by making partners for Him in
we're
worship.
having problems with our engineering.
Claiming that He has a son. You fabricate lies against His prophets and messengers, and you indulge in all manner of devilish practices. Number 2, because you are liberal. We hate you because you're secular. Liberal societies permit the very things that Allah has prohibited while banning many of the things. He has permitted a matter that doesn't concern you because you Christian disbelief and paganism. 32 separate between religion and state, thereby granting supreme authority to your whims and desires via the legislators you vote.
Right. So in other words, you've empowered your legislators as the government rather than the word of God.
Right. Because some of you are atheists. In the case of the atheist fringe, we hate you and wage war against you because you disbelieve in the existence of your Lord and Creator. For your crimes against Islam, we hate you for your crimes against Islam and wage war against you to punish you for your transgressions against our religion. We hate you for your crimes against the Muslims, your drones and fighter jet bombs. Kill and maim our people around the world, and your puppets in the lands of the Muslims oppress, torture, and wage war against anyone who calls to the truth. And number 6, we hate you for invading our lands and fight you to repel you and drive you out as long as there is an inch of territory left for us to reclaim. Jihad will continue to be a personal obligation on every single Muslim. The article concludes that while foreign policy is an issue, the main reason they are hell-bent on destruction is because they don't like the West very much.
Hate you because you're disbelievers, because you're liberal and permissive, because you're an atheist, some of you, because of your crimes against Islam itself, for your crimes against Muslim, for invasion of Islamic territory.
It's interesting, this article reads, what's important to understand here is that although some might argue that your foreign policies are the extent of what drives our hatred, this particular reason for hating you is secondary, hence the reason we addressed it at the end of the above list. But remember, first and foremost, we hate you first and foremost because you are disbelievers. You reject the oneness of Allah, whether you realize it or not.
All right, so now, what's a goat meat sandwich got to do with that?
Boom, baby!
Well, seriously. We just understand the food.
I watch Bizarre Foods all the time, and I ain't eating none of that stuff. There ain't no peace in that, baby.
You understand the culture, the people, who they are, how they live.
Yeah, it's just, it's the same crap if they only had jobs kind of stuff.
Exactly, but that's my point. How can you be that far off? And you want to know how you can? Let me tell you, here's an idea. Because you're not and they're right, because you're not a believer. You don't understand the importance of religion. And you don't understand the importance of religion to some people, even in this country.
Yeah.
And we don't have people,
I would agree with that.
We don't have people in this country who necessarily are committing jihad. We have people in this country who say, God, family, country, or God, country, family. They put God first. There are people like that. There are not so many of them on the left that can truly understand I'm sorry, but there's some people who cannot understand that kind of commitment. But they should, and you want to know why?
Well,
because the ideology of the left is a religion.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Climate change is a religion.
Yeah. Oh, you're onto something right now.
Liberalism is a religion.
Yeah.
So as much as you cling to all of that, people on the left, the jihadis have doubled down on all of that, on their religion.
Yeah.
So they are prepared to do whatever's necessary, in whatever horrific manner is necessary, trying to understand the food, trying to understand the culture, trying to get them more jobs, open more mini-marts, or whatever the heck you want to do, is not going to appease people.
Open more mini-marts.
You could have just let that one go, but no. They're not going to, it's a joke, they're not going to be appeased by anything that you're going to say about we understand your culture.
I mean,
dress.
So we got no choice but to kill them. I mean, or join them, right? I mean, because we're gonna die if we don't join them anyway, because they want to kill us. Wow. Well, start dropping the bombs. Where do we start?
Well, but for everybody who looks to, like, you come to England and you see this big, a big gap between the haves and the have-nots. Somebody was talking about this the other day on one of the TV shows, and these people are lost in the middle between the haves and the have-nots. If they just had a better lifestyle, jobs, what have you, they wouldn't be able to be radicalized. Is that true? I don't know. We know a lot of people who have totally turned their lives around from bad circumstances because of a religious conversion, right? A religious experience. We talked about Michael Vick fighting God in prison, totally turning his life around the other day. We talked about people who are into bad things and God pulls them into other things. So are these guys' lives so bad? And are the
food and culture people right, that if they just had a better scenario, the option wouldn't be to find Allah and thus become a cleansing agent for all those others who haven't gotten the message yet? I mean, let's think about that.
Well, yeah.
You've often heard there's nothing worse than a converted whatever, right? Who nags on smoking more than somebody who used to smoke and now is converted, right? Who kicks the drink out of your hand than the converted alcoholic, right? Whoever was something before and has changed from that is the harshest critic. So all of these home radicalized people, what were they doing prior to their radicalization? Were they living a decadent Western lifestyle? Were they materialistic? Were they lusting after Ariana Grande and her skimpy outfits? I mean, what was going on with these people that when they became radicalized, that they became the critics and the strongest weapons against that sort of thing? I mean, if you grew up that way all the time, I guess maybe you're with ISIS in the trenches in Raqqa or wherever, but these people that are radicalized out of country, second, third generation, whatever, I don't know. It's complicated, obviously, but I don't think the answer is better understanding culture and food, like Hillary said.
No, well, and well, frankly, I mean, ISIS kills, Muslims too, so.
Exactly.
I guess you should, so I mean, and so, so what's the answer, Yakima? Well, geez, man. Wish we had that, huh? I mean, I sit here and I joke, and I think we all kind of off comments. We say, oh, start the bombs and stuff, but that's not going to stop them either. It's like it harkens back. It's terrorism. How do you stop terrorism when one person is bent on, blowing up or causing a problem at the cathedral in Britain yesterday? How do you stop that?
Right. Well, you don't. This article, by the way, appeared in the 15th edition of the Terrorists periodical, Dabiq. It's D-A-B-I-Q, and it's in their own words. Their message to the West. Do you not think it's, although they have been known to deceive their true intentions, but if they feel this way, shouldn't we take them at their word? And if we're going to take them at their word, and they feel this way, is there any way that you can prevent any 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that want to go off at any time in their own way? Be it with the help of a sophisticated bomb maker from, the home country.
No,
be it a guy with a hammer at a church. Be it a guy driving a truck down the streets of Nice. Or the London Bridge.
Yeah, I mean, it almost, it reminds me of the kind of things and the frustration that I was growing up about Vietnam, and the kids walking up to GIs and then holding a grenade or something. It's like, how do you stop that? Well, they started shooting the kids, I guess, right?
That's right. Everybody was a suspect.
Yeah.
And none of the kindness the GIs used to be able to offer to kids, come here and have a chocolate bar, you're taking your life in your own hands if you did that. So that stopped, and then you became more of an oppressor than a liberator.
Wow.
Tough stuff. Tough stuff.
All right, my friend. Mercifully, we are out of time for this today. Thank you for the ears, Yakima. If you're still there, we appreciate you. Hopefully, we'll have her together tomorrow. 1280 KIT.
They love it when you
Now we got a low battery on the
They love it when you only make minimum
on the
payments.
iPad thing.
They love it when you struggle. Why? Because they
How could it
own
have a
you.
low battery? I thought it was
Minimum payments mean
plugged in,
maximum
isn't it?
profits. Here's great news.
That's weird.
National Debt
It's at
Relief is
10% of battery remaining.
Give them a big smooch goodbye and sign us off.
If you owe more than $10,000 in credit card debt and only barely making minimum payments, know this. You may not have to pay it all back. In fact, you may have the right to settle that debt for only a fraction of what you owe. National Debt Relief is
And they'll kill a lot of Muslims too because they don't believe they're crazy enough. Yeah, that's right.
By the Better Business Bureau. Get the information you need for free right now before this offer goes away. Call National Debt Relief now.
You've got to look at though, Dave. You got to look at this. Check this out, Dave.
800-910-4005.
Jane Alderman for Thompson Audiology.
Staying fit is important to me. Better hearing is part of my fitness.
What am I looking at?
At Thompson Audiology, they are persistent in finding your hearing solution. Their analytical process is impressive. They have all the latest equipment and knowledge. My enhanced hearing enables me to get the most out of it.
As soon as it's over,
I didn't know that.
It's a real
Well, like I
gift.
said, let's answer.
Call Thompson Audiology today. Yakima and Sunnyside. Campbell & Company presents another way we make you feel better. Into the great outdoors.
I want to show you this though, Dave. You got to see here. Hold on, because you got to see this because I think some of your friends wrote.
rebate or no payments and no interest until 2018 on a new Mac system. Go to trustcampbell.com for more information.
No matter what the weather will call, get it together on Campbell. Campbell & Company.
Brady, Fox News. The same Senate committee that hears from fired FBI Chief James Comey tomorrow is grilling other officials today about reported conversations with President Trump. I can't read what it says down here. Overshadowing what's supposed to be a hearing on a surveillance law is up for renewal. Fox's Rachel Sutherland is live in Washington.
Lisa, NSA Director Admiral Mike Rogers said he never felt pressured by the president or anyone else in the administration to do something immoral, illegal, or unethical. Director of National Intelligence Dan Coats said the same. Republican Senator Marco Rubio pressed.
Have you ever been asked to say something that isn't true?
I stand by my previous statement, sir.
Director Coates?
I do likewise.
When asked if they wrote memos or notes about the Russia investigation, this from Director Coates.
I don't take any notes.
Under repeated questions.